Downton Abbey, sponsored by Amazon Fire Tablet.
Atticus says it must have been a practical joke.
Do you believe him?
I don't think it was a joke. It was either true and he's lying, or someone's trying to stop the wedding. And I'd like to know which. Preferably before Friday.
Rose, may I introduce you to my cousin, Sir John Gloucester?
Come. Excuse me.
We'd better act fast before it all hits the rocks.
Everything seems to be hitting the rocks at the moment.
That's a bit sad.
I mean it. Sybil was my ally and she's gone. Now Rose. And you're about to leave and take Sybil with you. It's too much to bear.
Mary, I must live my life.
What, and leave me alone with Edith? When you read in the paper I'm on trial for murder, it'll be your fault.
Maybe you're right and it wasn't a joke. All I care about is you should believe me.
Of course they do. It's almost worse to know there's someone out there who hates us enough to concoct such a lie.
Tell us more about British India.
It's a wonderful country. Bombay is a marvellous city. But I'm not sure how long British India has to go.
We heard about that terrible Amritsar business.
Amritsar was a very unfortunate incident, ordered by a foolish man.
I can't agree. General Dyer was just doing his duty.
You haven't got that quite right.
I suppose we're each entitled to our own opinion.
Are we? I hesitate to remind you that Shrimpy knows India, and you don't.
Look very serious.
Granny, do you think Lord Cinderby would try anything horrible to prevent the wedding?
He'd certainly like it stopped.
But he does love Atticus.
My dear, love is a far more dangerous motive than dislike.
Go on. It's no fun on my own. But you never talked to me from the time we got there.
Go and get changed.
Why are you bullying him, Miss Denker? Can't you pick on someone your own age?
He'll have fun when he gets there.
Maybe, but I suspect you're a bad influence all the same.
Then I suspect we have something in common, Mr. Barrow.
Cheeky.
Well, if it was so lovely, why have you been in a gloom since you got back?
It showed me what I've been missing. Before I started studying, I thought history, art, a role like that were only for the family and not for us.
Yeah, but surely it's a good thing if your horizons have expanded.
In a way, but it showed me how empty my life's been until now.
You've learned a trade, you're skilled. You're an artist yourself. Look at this wedding cake.
And what for? So I can skivvy in a kitchen that isn't even mine?
Well, wasn't it your plan to study so you could help run Mr. Mason's farm?
But even if I do that in the end, wouldn't I be better studying here? With galleries and libraries and theatres all around me. I could get a job in London, I know I could.
I'm sure you could.
Then that's it. I've made my mind up. I'm handing in my notice. Oh, Daisy. You've been very good to me, Mrs. Patmore. And I'll be sad to say goodbye. But I think it's right.
Hasn't she brushed it off as a malicious trap?
Yes, she has. But who would do it? Granny thinks it might be Lord Cinderby. Ought we to challenge him?
Can I give you a nightcap?
Yes, please.
Not for me. I'm tired.
No. And you?
No, but I'll look in to say goodnight.
Well, Miss Denker and Andrew.
Not back yet, Mr. Carson.
When I said I wanted everyone in by 10 o'clock.
I'm sure they won't be long.
Where have they got to? God knows. It's hard for Mr. Carson. Miss Denker's not under his jurisdiction, and Andy won't be round long enough to mind the black mark.
Oh, she's using him in some way, that lad, to her own benefit.
Which I do not like to see.
Cocoa, if anyone wants it.
Thank you, Mrs. Patmore. You should let me do that.
I shall have to manage without you, so I may as well get used to it.
Don't be like that.
I'm not like anything, I'm just facing facts.
What are you doing in here?
Waiting for you.
I can't think why.
Did you enjoy this evening?
Not really, no. In fact, I hated it. Having to play act in front of those people is so degrading.
It's not for much longer.
Did you
you know that Anne Melford was Jewish?
I neither knew nor didn't know. What difference does it make?
Oh, no need to parade your pseudo-tolerance here. We are quite alone.
I don't feel as you do about it.
Or about anything else.
Either way, I want no more of your tricks. Is that clear?
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. And if you don't promise to behave, I will tell Rose, and we'll see what she makes of it.
You're talking in riddles.
You set up Atticus. The whole cheap, dirty episode began and ended with you. Just because Rose was too clever to be taken in doesn't mean that she'd forgive you.
Are you ill?
I was curious to know about the payment you spoke of. I read the checkbook stub and telephoned the firm. Get down, you cat.
Doesn't mean anything to you that we have lost our money, that we have lost our position, that we have lost everything that the children have grown up expecting as their right. And now you want Rose to be an outcast?
I'm not saying everything will be easy for them. But who has a life where everything is easy? Not us.
And God knows not her.
Just don't mention the divorce until after she's tied the knot.
Do you think he'd put his foot down at the 11th hour?
I'm warning you. If this marriage does not go ahead, Rose will know the part you played.
Since we're all here, I've decided what to do about the cottages. I'm going to sell the Della Francesca. I've been to Sotheby's and they're confident we'll get a good price.
Are you sure, Papa? But you've always been so proud of it.
I don't enjoy it as I did. My papa always said one should only sell for a purpose, and I agree. The good of the village can be that purpose.
I'm pleased. Now we can get on with the work as soon as we're home. Shall we?
I've spoiled the painting for you, haven't I? With Mr. Gricker. That's why you're selling.
Yes. But not in the way you think. Every time I look at it, I am reminded that I didn't trust you. And I feel so angry with myself, I want to be rid of it.
Oh, that is a horrid trick. Whoever thought it up has a nasty mind.
What shocks me the most is that anyone could want me to be so unhappy. Excuse me.
This is what troubles me. Would I be right to marry Dickie when I know his sons would hate us to be happy?
That's all very well, but why should you let them cheat you of your future?
I'm sorry to disturb you, my lady, but Miss Denker is not well, so Miss Baxter will look after you tonight.
Will she be all right?
It's nothing serious, my lady.
Thank you.
At last I have a plan. Start the work in the village, find the new agent, and set off for America.
But won't all that take months?
Why don't we say I'll stay for Christmas and then go?
It's a dagger in my heart. I don't know what I'll do without you.
Did you ever think you'd say that when I drove you to your fittings with Madame Swan and Ripon?
And Sybil got her to make evening pyjamas and Granny almost fainted.
We have our memories, you and I.
But now you'll take them away with you to Boston.
And I'll cherish them when I get there.
It's a long way to
Tipperary. You need to calm down, Miss Denker.
Miss Denker.
Go without your mother. It's a long
Mrs.
way
Hughes.
to Tipperary. Oh, I must get to my lady.
No, I'm doing it. Mr. Carson's told you you're ill.
Oh, really, Miss Denker? Oh, and in front of the maids, too. Oh, well, who gives a teacher's cuss about the maids? Right, that's quite enough of that. And as for you, where have you been?
You don't want to know.
Oh, put on your livery and get up to the drawing room.
Maybe if I made her some coffee, it might sober her up a bit.
Well, anything's worth a try.
Sit down.
Mrs. Patmore, whatever's the matter?
Don't mind me.
Tell me.
No, it wouldn't be fair.
Fair to who?